Mm. Oh, and I should probably pull the link for the Gauntlet deck lists up so that I can link that to people and such
I've got it on tap.
when it becomes relevant. But anywho, this is when I mentioned I was doing Magic today. There was somebody who was like, Arena, right? And it's like, uh, Arena's not the only game in town yet. Soon.
When you say that, I think that is highly ambitious, but I do hope for such a future.
I hope for the future. Also, anyway, hi, it's me, I'm Slyo. Gnomebitten's here. Kaz is here.
Yeah, I'm here too. I'm Gnomebitten.
My name is Cass.
All right, now that you've all gotten our introductions out.
That's rude. That's rude of me. That everyone who's watching pays attention and watches everything that we watch, that we do. But I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh,
I have no head.
All
now
right.
the Breen is here.
But yeah, so there's a gauntlet, which it's been a while since I've done one of these, but this is a queue that you jump in, you get handed a constructed deck from a list of constructed decks, and play against other people who have also been handed decks from this list. This one focusing on Pauper.
Yeah, Pauper, the Forgotten format.
A format that effectively only really exists on Magic Online. There are tournaments that happen, outside of that, but Magic Online is the place it exists the most. It's a common-only format.
The only cards allowed are cards that were printed at common.
Notably, at some point on Magic Online. That's an important distinction.
Yeah.
No sinkhole for you, players at home.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and hit this button over here, which lets me join into the league. Play 3 matches randomly.
Oh, Lord. Armadillo Cloak is kicking around?
That's a common from Invasion.
Bogles is a pretty good deck. Also, in their Infinite Wisdom, we got Tempered Steel without Tempered Steel. We got one of Jin's favorite cards from the old days, which was you liked Glinthawk a lot, right? Or did you like Glinthawk Idol?
Well, I played Tempered Steel at the time. Thank you, Shabadoo. I'll try adjusting the audio. The audio is never right. The audio will never be right, but I will.
Yep.
I will attempt to do what I can to fix this. Let me know if it's improved. I've made some changes already.
We appear to have a snow-covered plains for some reason.
Yeah, our deck has 2 snow-covered plains and is playing snow-covered basics.
Do we have a Scred somewhere?
No, there's if I remember this right, a couple years ago they changed the way they show off deck lists on Magic Online to be that they only show off unique deck lists by X cards, and playing snow-covered basics was a way to trigger that.
And they fell for it.
What?
They put that in their Gauntlet event.
No.
Well, okay. Here's the real thing. We don't have any snow interactions, but there is a deck that does. So we have
we're faking them out.
2 turns at max of sort of pretending to be the burn deck that has Scred in it.
Does the deck have Scred in it?
No, there are absolutely decks with Scred. What is this?
Okay,
yeah,
nonetheless,
Delver has Scred.
Okay.
Straight Burn does.
Yeah, I'm looking at Burn and it does not have Scred.
So
probably a mistake.
So our deck needle drop. When Palace Sentinels enter the battlefield, you become the monarch.
Yep, this is the draw card at the end of the turn.
Also, if someone attacks you someone hits you with a creature, they become the monarch.
Yep.
If you're the monarch.
We also have things like Core Skyfisher, Glinthawk to pick up Ancient Den or Great Furnace.
Prophetic Prism and Fraben Inspector also fill out the gap there.
Yeah, so the
we're running Prismatic Strand.
Yeah, we're the Prismatic Strand. Yeah, so
my god.
Our deck has some non-standard flashback cards, such as Battle Screech that flashbacks casts from the grave by tapping 3 untap white creatures you control. or prismatic strands that flashbacks like tapping a single white creature you control to turn like blood into rainbow.
Yeah, the land turns into rainbow goop.
Even though it's a
that grabs barbarians.
Even though it's the creatures that are doing it, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a creature that did that.
What else on our sideboard? We have Cop Blue.
Yep, Cop Blue because
God.
because Mono Blue aggro is a deck. There's also Cop Green because also I will note
Because we were out of ideas.
Cop Green says of your choice. It does not target, does it?
Yeah, this is a Bogles.
Yeah, Slippery Bogle, a green creature. So is Solana's Ledgewalker and all the other.
Yeah. Electrickery. There's a number of decks where 1 damage to creatures. I think elves would be the most common thing I can think of on the list that this kills. Lone Missionary, a anti-burn.
As far as Pauper in general, the whole format doesn't have Wrath of God. You know, in general, there is not unconditional removal at 4 at sorcery.
This is as close as you get. Is this thing here? Which is a hell of a weird card. This card does nothing without.
Yeah, you can cast this card to do nothing.
Yeah.
As dust swept out, vultures swept in to design a better card than this, and the vultures succeeded.
And also, one of Kaz's favorite cards is in here, I think. Show us everybody Alchemist's Vial. I remember you liking that card.
Because
it's a lot like the Briber's Purse.
No, I don't mind it. Like, it cantrips or like replaces itself, and there's reasons to have artifacts kicking around, and then.
So this deck is all about getting in small beats in the air with our cards here. A lot of card advantage through picking up our drawing card artifacts.
Either prophetic prison does something like that too, right?
Draw a card and then filters.
Yeah. So that's good with both Glint Hawk and Core Skyfisher. So we get our beats in the air, and then we like seal the deal with Lightning Bolt and Gal Blast, hopefully.
Yep, and I guess we've got Faithless Lootings because our deck does contain enough like flashback cards that we're fine throwing down.
Right.
We're playing.
Importantly, when you play Battle Screech, you can use the tokens that you create with the first half of Battle Screech to cast the flashback of Battle Screech. It doesn't need those creatures to have haste or anything.
Yep. All right.
So we wanna bust some heads with our aggro deck.
Yeah, this is a deck. At the local shop, we do have like a Pauper Knight, and this is one of the decks that I do recall one of the local players bringing about.
Like, to be honest, I have no idea how to mulligan in this deck, or like what we're actively seeking out. Like, all I can think is we want to start with Raven Inspector, and like
a 2-mana cantrip or cantripping
artifact, right? Like,
yeah.
I think we also keep most hands with Faithless Looting, although Faithless Looting is not a card you always want to snap cast.
God, okay, this is such a weird hand because we have 3 cycling cards, but like no true action. I think I'm okay.
Yeah, if we keep this hand, we are keeping it knowing we are not the aggro. This is a very controlling hand.
I mean, there's no early Glint Hawk for us, right?
Check out our friend up here. Look at this.
He's so bored.
Swamps.
Swamp means that our opponent has a high likelihood of being a control deck.
It's either mono black or blue black. I think that's it.
Yeah, Swamp is a very heavy control color in the format because it has access to strong removal.
That makes me hate our hand all of a sudden.
No. We draw 3 extra cards with this hand. We're gonna get some
Kumbal
Witches. Ooh.
Kumbaj. Yeah, they deal damage to any target.
I like this art.
The real reason Kumbaj Witches is in the deck is that Grey Merchant of Asphodel is also in there.
Yeah, double black.
That tells me that this is actually mono black control.
Yep.
Like, blue black doesn't run Kumbaj.
There's our Glint Hawk to cycle. Do we cycle here or hold up lightning bolts to murder their Kumbaj witches?
I want to get one of the prisms down because then we can flip it
Yeah, at the very least,
Grey Merchant was uncommon. Or sorry, was common, not uncommon.
Yeah.
God knows I drafted that deck enough for that to be a common.
Lord. Yeah, no, Gary was incredibly stupid. He was even extra stupid. Yeah, in Two-Headed Giant. Let me tell you.
Also,
that kind of owns actually.
Does anybody remember a card called Nightveil Spectre?
Yep. Black-blue hybrid, triple black-blue hybrid.
I mean, at the very least, that's a rare, so we're not.
Yep.
I was just talking about the time when Grey Merchant was real.
And again, our opponent does get to have like pretty good. Oh, Bajuka Bog!
Oh no, he got bogged.
They wrecked our threshold.
Oh,
Our precious threshold. That is something to be aware of, though. They
can destroy our flash, which means we probably don't want to sleep on our battle screech. Is basically what we've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, use it as quick as we can.
Yeah.
I want to draw.
What else do we? Oh, we have the prismatic strands, but we can't just you can't throw that out willy nilly.
Yeah, I want to draw an untapped land here. All right.
Good work.
So we can play Glinthawk, pick up Prophetic Prism, and then play Prophetic Prism.
Yep.
We could also play Glinthawk, pick up Prophetic Prism, play Glinthawk, pick up Great Furnace. Is there a world where we want to do that?
We've run out of after we replay the Prophetic Prism. Oh no, we could tap the Great Furnace, then play Glinthawk and bounce. No, we're short of mana if we do that.
Well, we can't replay a Prophetic Prism in that line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What we can do is get 4 power of flying on the board right this second. I don't know how important that is, and it seems a little risky from where I'm sitting, but it might be the way that we seal away the game before they can establish control.
Does that line result in us bolting the witches?
The Kumbaj witches?
Or do we care about the Kumbaj witches?
I don't think we care, right? Because all of our creatures have more than one toughness apart from tokens, and we don't have any of our token makers right this second. Also, they take damage every time they do Kumbaj. I'm glad I have convinced you to do.
I feel like my gut is telling me that this is a risky and maybe poor line, but I don't know the opponent's deck because I don't have it up on the side. I assume you do, so
I do have it up on the side. The real risk in this is that they get an early Grey Merchant and they just sort of make all of our early pressure irrelevant.
The other risk...
we can respond to the Grey Merchant by killing the Kumbaj witches, and that lowers the amount of help that they gain.
The other downside is it does set us back a turn on land drops, and we're getting Chittering Rats. That's
fine.
Okay.
That doesn't really do too much.
We have so many cards that draw cards, we don't care.
Yeah, I just put Ancient Den on top. I don't care. And if they miss their 4th land drop, I'm actually really happy about that.
Right. And now they don't have a free attack either. Well, I mean,
yeah,
they had a body check attack, but
yeah. Okay, so this means that they won't be able to hit 5 mana very soon, which is what they need to kill our guys with Crypt Rats. They could have Deadweight or Oubliette.
Oubliette. Man, Oubliette. I wonder if Oubliette's still broken on Magic Online.
They do, yeah. That deck does have Oubliette in it, 3 of them.
Oubliette as a card on Magic Online, I remember had some major glitches that caused game losses. I'm trying to remember the specifics on it.
Oubliette at one point got power level eroded to
beat at 20.
That's a curious trade. Power level eroded to have phasing or make phasing happen.
Yeah.
What in the world?
So
why would you do this?
We attack our opponent down to 9 next turn, and then we have so many points of burn.
7 damage of burn in our hand. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Let's just go to the bat immediately.
Infest was never a common. The closest you get is Evan Carr's
Nausea. Yeah, no, I guess again so that people are aware, you can take a look in here and see what options our opponent might have.
I'm not seeing any sweepers in there.
So they have Crypt Rats as their sweeper.
But again, they missed their land drop.
They have two Nausea in the sideboard, and Crypt Rats is in the sideboard, and one Crypt Rats in the main. So yeah.
So we can assume they'll be bringing those in.
I'm not afraid of sweepers at all.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of Nausea.
Again, they can't.
There's no world where they like counter lethal us, right? Like they don't have that kind of reach.
Yeah, I don't think so. Question is, do we just do we hold up Bolt Blast or do we play the Vial this turn?
I'm holding up Bolt Blast.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Because we don't have Metalcraft.
We do.
All right, we are lands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're cheaters. Like that's
why they can't play the
Pauper is you get to cheat in ways that you forgot were possible.
Yep. So they get to attack us for 5, bring us to 12, and then we bring them straight to 2.
Yeah, they're nowhere near a Grey Merchant, so I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
Do you want to EOT the damage spells, or do you want that to be kind of a surprise? I don't think they have anything at all that can, like, interact with us.
They could kill our creatures.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Okay, I don't think they could, though. Okay, they have Disfigure. They have Disfigure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let them know that they need to kill our creatures.
That's okay. That's a good point. Good point.
Like,
because they also have like Geth's Verdict and stuff.
Yeah.
We could just attack them.
Yeah, because if they
I think if they have kill spells, they're going to use them here regardless. I'm confident in that. But you know, we're still attacking because our 1-cost 2/2 flyers going to help out.
Destroy target non-vampire, non-werewolf, non-zombie creature.
Disfigure for the other one?
Nope. And Geth's Verdict was the way you said they had to gain life?
Geth's Verdict gains life? What? Oh, it does.
It gains 1.
That's what they don't have anything on one that gains life.
Right.
No,
this feels almost like cheating. I get to see their
no, sorry, Geth's Verdict is you lose 1 life, other way around.
Yeah, Geth's Verdict, yeah. It's like the Vapor Snag cycle.
Oh, right.
So we just get the blast to go.
Yeah, their way of gaining life.
Like, do they have like vicious hunger style effects? Would be the...
They have Grey Merchant.
Okay.
That's their way of gaining life.
Is there?
Okay.
That's actually it.
Okay, that
is 100% of the cards that they have that gain life.
So this is a fairly poor matchup for them, I think. They're probably going to board in their other Crypt Rats.
I'm not ready to evaluate matchups just yet. Pyroblast is obvious nonsense, as is our Circle of Protections.
Yep.
As far as Core Sanctifiers go, I don't see anything on their side that does anything apart from, like, Deadweight and Oubliette.
Oubliette, maybe.
If you want to break an Oubliette, I guess that could work.
Do we
but
have
Deadweight
a way...
is just killing the thing that it hits, so...
Yeah. Do we have a way to deal with a 5/5?
No. Oh, no, yeah, we have Journey to Nowhere's in the main.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. That's the only thing really scary I'm seeing.
I mean, we could consider taking out Battle Screech because they do have the cheap pingers.
Yeah, maybe.
So if there was something on our sideboard that were like, right, like I think the question is, do we want to Battle Screech out for Core Sanctifiers in? Is that going to help us more? I don't know.
The trick there is, I also like the Battle Screech, though, against Geth's Verdict and Chainer's Edict, because...
Right, yeah, if they make you sacrifice. Yeah, I mean, maybe our main deck is just fine. Like, nothing in the... We don't have, like, Circle of Protection Black.
Right.
Which, okay, maybe that's the reason we don't, is because they put a mono black deck in the pool.
Yeah, they put a mono black deck. You get cop black. Yeah, the only thing I could think would be... There's actually a case to be made for actually Swirling Sandstorm, because like creatures like killing their guys keeps their cards from doing anything. But I think we just ship it back.
Yeah.
Well, Swirling Sandstorm isn't an instant, and that's when we would really like to do it. Like the The crippling of their plan is when they cast Grey Merchant and its trigger goes on the stack and we kill it in response. So they don't even get the drain from Grey Merchant itself.
Yeah.
And they just sort of wither away and die.
Oh no, our opponent's mulling to 5. Okay.
Okay.
And we have draw how many cards in this hand?
Yeah, we're gonna play our Windscarred Crag, and then next turn play a Thraben Inspector and bounce our Windscarred Crag with a K-Root.
Yeah. All right.
They lead with a Baron Moor.
Okay. I was gonna make a case for Faithless Looting there, but whatever. It's fine. You're doing fine. Don't worry about it.
I kind of like
we wanted the Inspector down. We have Metalcraft in the deck.
Yeah.
It's important.
I want. I'm mostly like after it because I want, like, if my opponent's on this much of a mulligan, I want any sort of pressure. I realize a 1/2 is not much pressure, but it's not null, right?
I want to be able to kill my opponent with 20 straight attacks.
Plus, I kind of like this hand.
Oh, okay. I do know that our opponent's sideboard has Choking Sands.
Yep, they have. So we could get our K-Root destroyed in a couple turns.
Do they have
destroy target non-swamp land?
Yeah, non-swamp, and I think if it's a non-basic, they take 2.
Yeah, we take 2 if it's a non-basic.
Yeah, it's a Molten Rain, effectively.
So for some reason, the sands
from Mirage.
Yeah, the sands.
Mirage.
Yeah, the sands are unable to kill a swamp for some reason. This is looking like a Prism
Glinthawk,
which means we have to play the mountain.
Okay, carefully tapping, which I despise in these online interfaces, but whatever.
I do like how our deck has so much, like, just continuous card draw.
We're playing a Hearthstone deck. You play a little guy to the board, and then you get a card.
They call this a mid-range deck, but I still can't accept a deck playing Core Skyfisher and Glinthawk as a mid-range deck.
Mid-range.
I think I see like powerful 4s and 5s in mid-range.
Yeah, mid-range to me means like Baloth, right?
Yeah.
Or like that 3-cost 5/4 elf thing. That's a mid-range card. Or like a 3-cost 3/3 that makes 3 1/1s when it dies. I have to see Galblast.
Yeah, that gives us a finisher of sorts. And we definitely can get the Metalcraft going immediately on it.
You could blast him right now if you wanted to.
The core of our deck is Glinthawk and Core Skyfisher.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's... Make no mistake, if we don't have those cards, we probably want them.
Yeah. So what is this?
Without them, we just sort of like are a very weak white weenie deck.
Yeah. The big thing our deck does, Manic Volcanic, is we have a bunch of these very cheap creatures that give us advantageous abilities on come in. Thraben Inspector makes a clue, which we can pay 2 to sack and draw a card. We care about controlling the artifacts because of Galvantic Blast, and also for things like Glinthawk in a pinch. We have a number of artifacts that have minor abilities that draw a card when coming into play, so that Glinthawk has things to bounce.
Okay, Rager. Okay.
Cool.
Sure.
I think he helps us more than he helps them.
Yeah, it does stop stops the Thraben Inspector beatdown.
Well, we could blast him out of the way for 2 damage right now.
Yeah.
I realize that that's a waste on our opponent's head, but it sort of pays for itself in like giving us the 2 damage back from our free attacks.
I think now's a good time to check out the Faithless Looting. We have a lot.
We had a handful of cantrips. Now we got a handful of lands. So the card disadvantage.
Ooh, we can spend the bolt on that instead. That's.
So we can.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Want to drop some lands?
Yeah, let's drop.
Probably Windscarred Crag and either Ancient Den or
either Ancient Den or Great Furnace. I don't think it makes that big of a difference because we've already made our colors.
Yep. So we play our Ancient Den. Let's go ahead.
Watch them play like a 3rd Bajuka Bog. Some nonsense. Wait, do they have a Bajuka Bog out? What is that? I don't.
No, those are Baron Moors. They are the cycle lands.
They still have 2 Bajuka Bogs in their deck, you guys. We could lose our graveyard.
Oh no, we could lose our... They could turn our Faithless Looting into a Careful Study.
Hold on. Let's attack first.
I know what you're gonna do.
Yep. I could pick up Prophetic Prism, but there's a better way of doing that. So, Core Skyfisher.
Well, color me confused.
Core Skyfisher is permanent, not artifact, so with our single white mana remaining, we'll get more Thraben Inspectors, which is like drawing more cards.
You know what? Thraben Inspector is cheaper and you get to play it right away.
That's
so I approve of this line.
Yep.
Alright, give me the Grey Merchant nude. Ooh, Crypt Rats!
Crypt Rats for 2, looking pretty good except for Core Skyfisher.
Okay. That's a necessity for them to not get bowled over. They still take some damage for that, though, is a big part of it.
Right. Are they going to stack it correctly is the other thing. They are.
They know how to do it, okay.
Yep. Okay.
So, this does bring our opponent to 9, meaning that we do have the ability to just draw into a victory off of any of our burn spells. And we have so much card draw.
Yeah, I think next turn is going to be cracking some clues or playing the vials.
I'm actually not sad to see land. We're geniuses of drawing land. Okay? Like, all together, we could draw any number of land. It's kind of sickening. I mostly hate it, but this time it came up good, so I'm not gonna try and curse our fate.
Hey!
You become the monarch.
I'm gonna become the monarch.
Do you know how impossible it's going to be for our opponents to get back to crown?
So
we're gonna be the monarch forever. So being the monarch, whoever is the monarch draws a card at the end of their turn. And if you are the monarch and you are dealt combat damage, whoever dealt the combat damage becomes the monarch.
It's very silly. That card is just in our deck to draw cards. Honestly, like,
it's
a lot of the cards in our deck are just here to draw cards.
Yeah, our deck cycles so quick.
Like, between Prophetic Prism, Thraben Inspector, Alchemist Vial, and the things that pick those things up, all of those are there to cycle.
Oubliette.
Oh, the Oubliette!
Oh no, who are we gonna forget?
Oubliette is strong with Grey Merchant, of course. So Oubliette, when Oubliette enters the battlefield, exile target creature and all R's attached to it. Note the number and kind of counters that were on that creature. When Oubliette leaves the battlefield, return that exiled card to the battlefield under its owner's control, tapped with the noted number and kind of counters on it. If you do, return the other exiled cards to the battlefield under the owner's control attached to that permanent.
Yeah, it's a very complicated journey to nowhere, but it lets you keep counters and
enchantments, I thought.
Yeah, it keeps auras and things on it.
Yeah.
And notably, it comes into play tapped, so you can't disenchant it to get a surprise blocker. But let's draw some cards.
Yeah, I think we're here to draw cards.
So, I mean, yes, we are technically up on cards. Do you see all the cards that we have?
There are many, many cards. I have learned the way of cards.
Let's draw a card.
We're drawing more at the end of the turn.
Hey,
okay,
get out!
They die? Yeah, they die.
Get out!
You die!
Blammo!
Kablam!
This deck now. Sideboard was kind of junk, but we didn't need it. We were already pre-boarded against these.
And even if that failed, we had more cards.
Yeah, we did have more cards.
Like even if
there are those there and the 2 more clues.
Yeah, like
next turn and the Monarch card.
And the Monarch, which is not going away because they need to combat damage us to steal it, and like that's not happening.
Remember the phase of the game where we're the burn deck that also draws 5 cards a turn.
Okay, the Monarch quote you were looking for was, "I am the mighty Manotaur," by the way. By our crazy paw.
I'm feeling good about the Monarch. Like, the Monarch card is interesting because in some matches, that's just a free Phyrexian arena.
Yep, it's like in this matchup, I think too. Like in their Kumbaj witches aren't going to be attacking past a 2/4.
I like how this is Pauper and it still feels powerful. The trick is that the decks in Pauper on Magic Online are effectively like legacy light decks as far as what we have.
Yeah.
Like
There's a deck out there that's running
Gush.
Okay, you can play cards in Pauper that are banned in Legacies.
You have the most mana efficient burn spells ever printed. Yeah, 1 for 3 and 1 for 4. We also, as was noted, get to play with artifact lands. Somebody in the chat earlier, your crazy paw said my reflexive terror at seeing them is mitigated by this not being a deck that abuses them to hell and back. Like, artifact lands are incredible.
Yeah, there is Affinity running around, and they are going to be playing 0 mana Frog Mites on our ass.
I posted all of the deck lists.
Yep. Did we get handed this deck? Yeah, we got handed this one. We're fighting the Disco Ghost.
We can't win. I'm sorry.
Oh, we can't win with this.
Yeah,
it is immoral to win against the Disco Ghost.
This is a Pokemon mulligan.
This is the same hand!
Cool, we lose.
This is no. Our deck can recover from it, though. Like, our deck just draws something.
Yes, I grant you, but we still mulligan this hand. I'm very sorry. We're really good at drawing lands.
Did you know that this deck actually only plays 15 of them?
No.
Yeah, I don't think we... Okay, we just gotta draw a plane.
It's fine.
Oh god, we're on the play too.
Go.
I was going to recommend going to 4, but I can see that you've done not that.
Our opponent will not know what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing either.
I think we're in the mirror, I think.
It looks like...
Radiant Fountain and... Yep, okay.
Oh god, we have to fight us?
I think
Correct.
us with
there is only one deck that is playing Snow-Covered Plains, and it's us.
So I think 3 lands and 6 cards is better than 7 cards.
Especially because it seems like they've got, action, whereas we do not. Okay.
Yeah,
Pick up their Radiant Fountain, though.
I'm not telling them who we are.
Okay, are we interested?
And we have admitted that we cannot defeat the Disco Ghost.
Yeah.
Are we interested in Core Sanctifiers and Swirling Sandstorm at all?
I don't like Swirling Sandstorm because
enchantments,
artifacts,
like
land destruction.
Okay, so we break their artifacts that they've already drawn a card off of.
They could also blow up Journey to Nowhere. Yeah, I don't know how much I like that.
I like them because there are 20 targets within the main deck.
True.
You can convince me for Core Sanctifiers coming out of the sideboard. I don't think there's another sideboard card at all that I would want to play.
No, because this here...
What is worse than...
Because, this here says without flying, which is literally all of the creatures that we have. Why would we want this against ourselves?
Right.
Here's a better question. What's bad?
Oh, this isn't 15 lands. It's just that the artifact lands are under artifacts. We have 21 lands. Okay. That's a lot better. See, I saw on the deck list, Ancient Den and Great Furnace are under. Lone Missionary is not worth it.
Okay.
Is a
what does Lone Missionary do? What we
gains life.
We bounce him and then gain more life.
Yeah.
That's not a winning play.
It gets blocked by a bird token.
Every single thing they have blocks him favorably.
Yep.
Right. Except maybe Glint Hawk, but we're not going to ever have that opportunity. So no, I refuse.
So Prismatic Strand and Journey?
We don't have any, what do we have that's... Actually, the Journeys might be the more effective thing, because really, our Journey targets are really few and far between. The best Journey target in the deck is Core Skyfisher. Prismatic Strands can stop burn spells, can stop Galvanic Blast for lethal, or... things like that.
I mean, at most, it's a kind of pricey counterspell.
Yeah.
Right?
I can try this out.
It's fine.
It will die at the death of Magic the Gathering. This has got a Thraben Inspector in it, but that's a secluded step.
So, This is better than all of the opening hands that we saw in the last game.
Yep.
That doesn't make it good.
Yep. Think we're on another mulligan.
Look, sometimes you mulligan into oblivion. This at least has 2 mana.
Okay, and so this at least we can do something with. Core Firewalker is an uncommon, so is not appearing in this. Yeah, that can stay on top.
A red source.
I think no matter what we do, we're also telegraphing to our opponent, JK, we're you.
Yeah, but they didn't get to know that on the sideboard, so...
That's true, that's true. Maybe... There's no way they changed anything about their main deck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way they could. That gave us the advantage, though. So we were going to win.
They didn't. Because we boarded in 2 total cards.
Yeah.
I get to Stone Rain their Great Furnace on turn 4.
Yeah, Stone Rain.
I'm gonna Stone Rain the hell out of them on turn 4.
I have a feeling that's not actually going to happen. Something, I don't know. Something curious gives me that impression.
Do you want to play the Vial or Skyfish here? Like pick up a Frizzo.
I'm gonna continue.
Or do we want to draw untapped land so we can Palace Sentinels next turn?
That's sort of the hope, is drawing an additional land here.
An untapped land? That's unlikely. I can give you land, but I can't give you untapped land. That's the curse.
There's only one secluded step in the whole deck, too, and that's impressive. Okay, next turn I get to, like, Core Skyfisher.
That's what makes it secluded.
Ah, that's very true. Where's the Baron more? There was 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not so barren.
Okay.
Okay, you were right, Kaz.
So do I pick up...
Yeah! Do you think?
Do I pick up Thraben Inspector, then?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
It's like the cheaper... Yeah, it can't attack into Core Skyfisher anyway, so...
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Although, the Thraben Inspector takes more mana to overall to...
No, that does not matter.
Yeah, but like we couldn't make use of the mana on this turn anyway.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Right.
Like...
This is the price you pay for having tap lands of your deck.
For having fixing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we already had full on.
Right?
Prism's strong fixing for us.
Maybe they designed this deck terribly and we didn't need Windscarred Crag.
Okay, I might take you up on that bet, Jens. What's the over-under that we activate Prism in order to get colored mana that we could not otherwise get?
Well, because our deck has, but the thing is that our deck only has of its lands, only two of them, 7 copies, are duels.
I'm gonna put the over under at I'm gonna put it at like 12%. All right, so we are like 88% likely to never do this thing.
Yeah.
Compared to 12% likely to do this thing.
That's about what I was going for.
Okay, and then they Galvanic
yeah, they
Blast.
Sure.
They had to play this first because they needed to hit.
I also wonder if we're ever going to activate Alchemist Vial. I think if we do, it'll be against a Gear Magging.
No. We're never going to activate that card at all. It's just there to be there. And now, like, we have Core Sanctifiers, but it's also irrelevant. Right? We operate on 3. Like, 4 gets us Core Sanctifiers kicked, which they did not board in because they don't know what the heck.
Yeah.
And it also gets us the 2/4 Become the Monarch thing.
Which is a poor play here because they have a flyer. If this was gone, the Palace Sentinels would be really good here.
I was kind of wish we had Journey here, but I think we just... I think the lowest impact thing we can do is crack the clue.
I was going
to
say
Glint Hawk. We could crack the clue
Hawk
and then...
Prism, play Prism.
Why crack the clue when we can just replay Prism? Yeah.
I mean, because it's just whether or not we played the card we drew this turn. If we use Prism, we're committing to not playing the card we draw this turn.
No. We could draw another Glint Hawk, which would actually be good.
Okay. And if we don't, we can just play Thraben Inspector.
Actively good.
Yeah. I want to, if possible, leave the clues for like longer periods of time is part of this. Like, I want to be able to, like, use them later in the game when they're more relevant.
Okay, well, we didn't draw Glint Hawk, but we did draw a card that we could play.
Yeah.
So I feel justified.
No, I understand where you're coming from, though, Gnome, because, like, using the resource as we have it, I just want to try to conserve that if possible.
Yeah, just to have him around, and although not sad about our opponent burning our guys, especially the Glint Hawk was pretty irrelevant here.
And here they have the literal most powerful thing they could have, which is just...
It's gonna be nasty, but, like, we have kind of life cushion.
Yeah, we
need to draw our time to... We might be able to get them to in a race situation and scum them out with prismatic strands.
Just as a double fog.
Right. Yeah. So I think we cannot play Palace Sentinels.
No.
No matter what.
So we're just gonna blow up.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about clues for a hot minute, but you know, because like what does blowing up their lands do? If we blow up one, they're at 4 lands. That's enough to cast anything in the entire deck.
It would just put a 2/2 in play.
Yeah, it's mostly just the body. Look, I get it. It was a bad sideboard option. All right. You don't need to beat it over my head.
No. I'm not trying to beat you up over that at all.
I realized that if I'd hidden, those would be 2 Journey to Nowheres, and we would answer 2 core Skyfishers.
So
so as far as like having a 2/3 on the board goes, I guess we can like at least give them as good as they.
Right, at least something on the board, you know.
Right? So is that better than cracking a clue and hoping that the thing that we draw is something that we can play? Or we can even crack a clue and play core Skyfishers as a naked 2/3. Like, what is the difference between 4 and 5 lands? They're going to draw lands. They're going to draw whatever they want. They have 5 cards in hand.
The difference between that is exactly how it is on our side. Like, we have 5 lands, and we're locked into 1 spell a turn at best, even. You know, our opponent could be in the same sort of situation.
You're right. Like, they could have, like, Lightning Bolt and a 4, I guess.
Yeah, or they might have a bunch of these 2-drop Prophetic Prisms that they're trying to cycle, and it's really annoying when...
I'm happy about this because I love destroying lands.
I'm not... Okay. I'm gonna concede that this is like a Necrotal for a creature that cannot attack. Or block. That's as far as I'm willing to do. They just played another... Well, okay. Another artifact land. So they're gonna be surprised.
You know, for trying not to beat me up over my choice, you are just hammering it home.
Okay. What do I do?
Okay.
What do I do? I don't actually want to do that. I think that it was a fine choice. I do. It feels bad here because, like, oh, suddenly we would have wanted the Journey to Nowhere, but we don't know that would always have been the case.
Right.
You know?
I was really hoping that they would Journey our guy, but they didn't.
All right.
Man, Journey our guy would have been the best thing for us ever, right?
So we do have a number of fogs.
And they're safe too because there's no graveyard interaction at all. That's kind of nice.
That's something
It gives us something to do right now.
Yeah, I want to get this... The thing is that these core Skyfishers are the most dangerous threat in the entire deck.
Yeah, being 2/3s. And then we can garrison our Radiant Fountain and crack in. This is why Radiant Fountain is in the deck.
Yeah, because we can pick it up. Same with
that life cushion. Even, every one of those Radiant Fountains that we play is like half of a fog. How awesome is that?
Yeah, and we get to attack here. We actually get to put a little bit of pressure on our opponent.
So we're at 18 and they're at 19.
Yeah.
This is by no means decided.
No.
Yeah.
The thing
like
that
we're hoping Go ahead.
That was the thing that I'm realizing more and more I might have wanted was actually electrickery.
Yeah, just like the extra damage on the 2/3s, like get them to block.
Well, no, because Battle Screech scares the hell out of me.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't plan for that.
The only thing we have to deal with Battle Screech is Battle Screech.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of Battle Screech. We have like 2/2 and 2/3 flying creatures in our deck. In theory.
I was gonna say some
theory.
The reason I'm afraid of Battle Screech is if they ever resolve it, Palace Sentinels becomes unplayable.
Okay, so they get their yeah. Maybe Palace Sentinels was the actual board out.
Yeah.
Like
now that we know that.
We get to draw some mana.
Presuming that we win, we get to board again, and we can think real hard about Palace Sentinels.
Okay, we're going to win. And our inclusion of Core Sanctifiers is going to make our opponent remove Journey to Nowhere from their deck.
Ooh.
I think picking up a Prism here is fine.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing.
Can't immediately replay it, but that's okay.
I mean, the alternative being the Alchemist Vial that accomplishes the exact same thing. We don't have a clue left, so
yeah.
It's a pity that we're losing the mana.
A little bit.
We're kind of telling our opponent that we don't have a Lightning Bolt in hand because we would absolutely use the mana from this to.
Yeah.
So they know we don't have a Lightning Bolt.
I think.
Just think about that.
Okay, one thing I think from this point on is that from this turn forward, I need to leave Prismatic Strands up so that our opponent cannot just go, oh god, and they threw a Prismatic Strands and a Palace Sentinels in their yard because, as they figured, Palace Sentinels is the worst card.
They figured it out mid-combat. Or mid-match.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Although having Palace Trailers in play with a Prismatic Shard or Strands in your yard is actually pretty good.
Yes!
Oh no!
Get our Glinthawk! Get our Glinthawk! Yes!
Oh, the prophecy!
Oh my god! It's beautiful.
I cannot witness the prophecy.
All right, so again, we just need to leave. I need to leave Prismatic Strands up because I don't want to die to just like bolt, like pile of burn. Okay.
But Palace Sentinels just is a 4-mana 2/4, makes you the Monarch. Being the Monarch draws you an extra card at the end of turn. If you get combat damage while the Monarch, whoever did the damage becomes the Monarch.
Yeah, so if you're the Monarch, you draw that extra card, and then it passes if you get hit. And as you've noticed in this game, we've been passing back that torch real.
Nice draw, by the way.
Yeah.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We can play the Fountain and then blow up the Journey and still leave up Prismatic Strands.
Yeah. So Fountain's good. Core Sanctifiers is definitely the play. Let's get that Journey back out of here.
Here, we have no 1-for-1 removal in our decks, and we're gonna make your 1-for-1 removal not do anything.
Hell, it even actively draws us cards.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Glinthawk enters the zone. And then, yes, I'd like to bounce another Prophetic Prism. Am I willing to play both of those this round?
You said you wanted to keep the Prism.
That was before I drew Radiant Fountain.
Okay, they can attack us for 4, and then murder us with a Galvanic Blast.
Yeah, they would need 2 Galvanic Blasts after having 2 in the yard.
True.
I guess...
They do have a Faithless Looting in the yard to look for it.
Yeah. First things first, we definitely have this attack.
It'll be a little sad if
The problem is, like, if I don't, I am just like,
yeah, we fall behind if we don't. So I think we might having to play the prisms.
right, like it has a.
How about this? We play one, hope to draw Faithless Looting, and then if we draw Faithless Looting, we pitch the strand so we can play it
Okay.
if in need.
I'm going to assume our opponent doesn't have that much burn in their hand because they've already used two Galvanic Blasts, and they need.
Yeah, they've shown a propensity to blow up our. Oh god, we drew the Faithless Looting.
Yeah, we drew the Faithless Looting, which, like, I feel like that's a fine play.
Okay.
I don't like
Can we
Palace.
pitch that? Do we pitch the strands? Do we think we're casting it twice, or do we just want to be able to cast it now? Is the game going to last long enough for the two castings to be important?
I think the two castings matter.
Okay.
I'm gonna bet that we don't die this turn.
Okay.
I think in order for us to win, I need to make that bet.
Okay. You could blow up use the vial this turn if you wanted to get an extra life cushion, but or we
No,
can
I just
save
don't believe it. I'm just not going to believe that they have lethal on me, and we're going to save our resources for the later turns to be able to win.
Yeah.
If they do have bolt blast or something like that in hand, you know what? They literally are holding 3 cards, and they need to either be holding bolt blast or like blast when there's 2 blasts in the yard. So I don't believe it yet. They're gonna become the monarch. They introduced the monarchy.
We have a flyer.
That's risky. We also have a secret prismatic strands.
They-
Also, I'm back.
Hello. They also have a prismatic strand, which is
Oh, that's true.
might be what's
That's probably why
there.
they
They feel like using it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We can blow up. They can blow up their flyers. I guess first thing that we do is attack with Glint Hawk and see if they
Blow up the.
see if
They
they use
the strands on it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. Oh, they're gonna use. Oh God, they can.
They can use the vial to fight over it.
Okay.
The other issue is that they're going to use both.
That's not gonna be enough. I'm still coming in. Like,
Yeah, we can still suicide attack.
I
I
will-
don't give a shit.
I will suicide attack this. Like,
I will suicide attack a squire. Sure.
Now, if they use the strands here, that's really good for us.
right, because it burns it.
That means we can use Lightning Bolt to kill a core Sky Fisher.
And are they gonna strands to keep the monarchy? No, they're going to burn a Galvantic Blast to keep the monarchy.
Okay.
I could stop that.
I kind of like stopping that. I think it's important for us to keep our creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
here's a.
would we pick white, red, or white?
No. I think we like if we pick white, we prevent all damage that color would deal.
Ah, true. Yeah.
So I think this is going to be really dumb. I'm going to bolt this core Skyfisher in response. Then, after my bolt resolves,
Oh my god, this is dumb. I hope you guys made all the correct plays while I was away, because I wasn't here
So-
to
prevent all damage that sources of the color of your choice would deal this turn. So we prismatic strands.
This feels gross.
And this is going to get us the monarchy, which is the big thing here.
And we'll draw a card. We can play core Sky Fisher.
So we choose red. Now red damage is all prevented this turn. So Galvanic Blast will fail. We'll lose our Thraben Inspector. But we get the monarchy.
Okay, and we
Hmm.
and we can
And
Skyfish
we're
and
blocking
hold up
their
both
fisher.
of our. Yeah, we can, and we can also hold up both of the Alchemist vials.
Well,
The same thing.
we can only hold up one. We don't have the mana for it's one activation.
Did we play a land? We played a land.
Yeah.
We want to like bounce a land, right?
I think we want to bounce Prophetic Prism to just keep getting card draw.
That's fine too. Like that, there's like gain. We're at 8, which is why I thought like maybe gain life would be relevant against a deck that has Lightning Bolt and Galvanic Blast.
Sure, we still do have Prismatic Strands around.
Okay, yeah, we have the. You're right.
So,
we have a free counterspell.
Yeah,
so that makes it okay.
And then I'm gonna play the Prophetic Prism here because I don't want to show them that the Vial's my last card because I can't use it immediately. We get the Monarchy.
Hooray, with your planes. I told you guys we were good at drawing land.
And we can kind of keep the we can keep the Monarchy. We can keep the Monarchy. Okay, so they get a Cycling Glinthawk. This is such a dance. I love this dance.
While I wasn't looking, you guys pulled it back by blowing up a Journey to Nowhere with Core Sanctifiers.
Okay, they're gonna flashback Faithless Looting, of course, which is something we'll be doing soon.
I wish I could say I were unsatisfied about this, but I'm totally satisfied with that.
I guess our Galvanic Blast plan, we have to be wary of their own strands they still have.
Yeah, they still have their own prismatic strands down there, which is important to note. I wish I could kind of pop out just that card to keep it like visible, but
well, what it means is we can't like. Oh.
Now, is that worth the counterspell? I don't.
If we try to counterspell it,
actually blow up we bolt their Skyfisher in response.
Yeah. Okay.
Because then, if they want to use their prismatic strands to
save their guy,
then they also
save our guy too.
Yeah.
I gotcha. And then we leave our trick in the yard. It's good.
So they have to. Okay. And this also means they have to spend another, like, piece of removal. By the way, that's 7 points of burn, not at my face.
Yeah, opponent has shown a propensity to burn our creatures. Like, they've got one Galvanic Blast left in their deck, and I think...
I mean, it might be because we have a Prismatic Strands in the yard.
Yeah.
They choose to do it.
Okay, so they get a Core Skyfisher, which is another Prophetic Prism. But the cool thing here is they have Thraben Inspector and Palace Sentinels that cannot attack through Core Sanctifiers and Glinthawk. So... we get to keep the Monarchy.
Yeah, for another turn, because we're going to probably have to Alchemist Vial the Core Skyfisher next turn. But we have another one, and no, we don't.
We just do the same stuff they're doing, but better. It's fine.
All right, we have our own Faithless Looting, which feels like a good...
That's a fine time to use it with snow-covered plains in the hand.
Yeah. So let's Faithless Loot. Yep.
We pitched the Vial? I guess.
I think...
No. Core Skyfisher is a million times better than Vial.
Yeah. And we can cast that Prophetic Prism a million times using Glinthawk and the Skyfisher.
Right, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, because we already have an Alchemist Vial on the battlefield and Glinthawk Core Skyfisher in hand, like, we want the bodies.
Do I want to try to blast this Core Skyfisher to burn off their Prismatic Strands?
Is there any reason to do that now and not on their turn?
On their turn,
they're tapped out this right now. That's the reason.
Okay, so
they still have Prismatic Strands, right?
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
all
try to. Okay. So yeah, using it now when they're tapped out seems fine.
Yeah, I'm aware of Clock.
Okay. Clock is nowhere near an issue, right? Like, I mean, this is still game 2.
Vial. Play Vial. Okay. I think the Monarchy is what's going to actually take this game for us.
that they handed off.
That they started. Yeah.
No attack with Glinthawk? They ended up blocking Glinthawk, I guess. But...
yeah, I didn't. I want to have one more turn of sort of safety in our position before I start pressing the advantage.
I don't hate it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm still worried about Battle Screech, which is probably what they drew. Because that's 4 flying 1/1s.
That's a mess.
Yeah.
That's gonna make this game go long.
Yeah, well, that's not the card I want to see out of them, because it's easy for them to steal the monarchy by sacking, you know, a number of those.
So I don't think they have enchantment removal in Maine.
I probably want to journey that Glynhawk then.
I think that's the play.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to recommend. Do we finally get to Boris Garrison back our gain 2 life land?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Although, speaking of, they're starting to run low on just answer cards. I'm wondering when we should, like, start letting them fight over the monarchy. They still have us. They still have their. And we can't really alpha them as long as they have the strands in their yard.
Yeah, like no one can really alpha anyone else thanks to prismatic strands.
Right.
Yeah, we kind of want them to double block.
Yeah. So the trick here is that, like, I'm fine, like, going down, and I'm even fine losing the monarchy here. Actually, I can prevent that with Alchemist Vial, so let's go ahead and do that.
Sure, we have 2 flyers.
Yeah, they have to get through.
Did we already play a land? I thought we were going to Boris Garrison back.
I played the snow-covered plains at the start of the turns.
Okay.
So
that's right.
Yep.
Like Magic Online handles it differently than I handle in real life. Like if I'm playing in real life, my land for the turn is separate from all my other lands.
Right, you keep it there so that it doesn't get coughed or something.
Land for the turn, other lands like tapped or untapped. It's really good. It's a useful little thing to do.
Okay, flashback their second Faithless Looting, so they're out of Faithless Lootings.
We're really in it. This is a grind fest.
I'm loving this.
So tense. Yeah, love's a dog from hell, according to Charles Bukowski.
Discarding a Boris Garrison. Prophetic. So one of their cards in hand is a land, that Radiant Fountain they picked up. They only have 2 others that are unknown at the moment.
So it's going to be next game. That's going to be the hard one. Yeah,
that's going to be the one we have to sort of race down, because we only have 6 minutes on the clock at the mo, because we've took a lot of time trying to find the line to not lose in this one. Which I realize is, like, a lot of time to commit, but we had to commit that to, you know.
I mean, you also had, like, two devils on your shoulders.
Yeah, I think this turn is just ship all the flyers and then make a battle screech. Maybe even ship the, no reason to attack with the core sanctifiers.
Right. Yeah. That's like a block, basically.
So,
like, we would be trading one of those core sanctifiers for a 1/2. It seems kind of scummy.
Sure.
We could become the monarch again out of spite.
We could actually play that when we lose the monarchy to gain it back.
Yeah, like that's a secret.
Yeah,
technique.
It is. It's fine.
Yeah, they don't have flyers, so we can tap them on ones.
And then we can play the Alchemist Vial. Play the Garrison. Pick up this. One thing that makes it a bit of a difficulty is that I can't, like, F6 on a turn, because I need to leave up... I can't, like, not have Prismatic Strands.
Right.
Yeah, they pick that up with their Garrison. But look at how many flyers we have. We're going to force their hand here.
I guess we're attacking for, like, 8 next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not that much.
Maybe. I might...
We could looting into a burn spell.
Oh, yeah, we could vial that to make it not be able to block.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, like, force them to use their strands.
If we can get their strands down, that'd be good. I just want to, like, burn that resource out of them. Our Faithless Looting looks good with how many lands we have in hand. We get to attack for 8 in the air. which could result in like lethal showing up from burn. How many burn spells are we?
Like
we
if
have
we play
still.
Radiant Fountain, we're out of range of double Gal Blast.
Yep.
That's what's been haunting me this entire time. How many Galvanic Blasts have they spent?
They've spent 3.
3, yeah.
Oh, well, fine.
Yeah, which is right.
Just make a liar counting.
5 gal.
No, that's from the new Mulan movie. Is make a liar out of me.
I'll make a liar
and Galvanic Blast.
out of you.
It's the unbeatable deck.
Get rid of some lands. Play this out. Okay.
Do we just vial their thing now?
I'm gonna quick draw another card in case it's a burn spell.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say this for the audience more than for you guys. Watching all these actions happen in so rapid a sequence makes me extremely apprehensive. And I know, I trust, like, Slyline is at the wheel here. And I trust him to make good decisions about that. But just the fact that they're all happening in a sequence without me saying anything, that's the thing that gets me, like, pucker factor increase. That's all. I agree with all those. I think I would have come to the same decisions. Just there it was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we
I do appreciate the need for a certain alacrity in this matter.
Let me draw more cards. Hopefully I want to draw some of our burn. We have a lot of burn left in the deck.
After paying costs. Okay.
At our dome. Okay.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass. God.
Nice.
So if we live, we win.
My turn. Vial your Glinthawk. I don't want to let that attack either.
So next turn we just do the full court press.
Yeah.
And we...
I don't think we full court press. I think we flyers in. We don't.
Yeah, just in case they have another strand.
Because they do have 2 strands in the deck. I'm gonna leave back. No, we can go in with all birds.
Yeah.
My birds.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay.
And the one...
I don't think they have it because they didn't use it in combat.
Yeah, they have 6.
All right, we got there. 420.
420. Okay, now we can begin. We can begin sideboard.
Oh God, hell.
Okay, I think we're taking at least one, maybe both Palace Sentinels out.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, we don't want all of them. I think one of them could be okay.
Yeah, I think one for stealing the monarchy even might be worthwhile, but I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, that's the only reason we would want it in.
I guess the other question is, how are we winning this game? I think we have to be aggressive in this game.
We absolutely have to be aggressive in this game. We have 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Does that mean we want, like...
I'm bringing the journeys back in.
Do you want, like, Lone Missionary? It's just, like...
No.
An attacking creature?
No.
They have 1/2s, 2/3s, 2/2s, 1/1s.
Yeah.
Everything they have blocks the Lone Missionary favorably.
Yeah.
Every last thing.
I'm just wondering about, like, at the turn where we either play a 2/1 that attacks or a 2-mana artifact that...
Like, okay, we don't actually have 1-cost creatures that we play on 1, right? Raven Inspector is that, but Glinthawk is not that.
Okay, I'm okay with this, but we still have plenty of time. We're not like under super structure.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing pretty swiftly. Mm-hmm. So if you do have ideas for lines, you'll have to
Be ahead of time.
get me while we're not in the middle of the action. But
I'm gonna try to anticipate your needs.
all right,
You're good at magic.
Snap cape.
Damn, we finally found it.
We found the hand that can win this game quickly.
Yeah.
Which means our opponent's going to have every refuge and every Yeah,
I think I'm going to try to talk only when our opponent is ticking down.
Yeah. So I guess we get Prism next turn. Oh, they're on a nothing turn, which is nice.
Okay.
Yeah, we get for one.
I was accusing them of having every refuge and every radiant fountain. But we can definitely attacking.
We have a lot of cycling.
A 2-cost artifact that draws this 2-cost artifact that draws a card.
Come on.
So happy to
okay, they're not core sky fishing there. Fine.
Yeah.
Glenhawk though.
Kind of Glenhawk though.
Yeah, Glenhawk though.
Good.
Journey to Nowhere on that is probably worthwhile.
I like Journey to that. Because Galblast can go to the head, Journey to Nowhere can't.
And we get a Glenhawk on the turn too. No, we do. We use Prophetic Prism.
We use oh my god, okay.
Shit! The 20! The 12! It's happening.
Okay, I lost my bet, everybody.
Yep. I was sitting there so scared. I'm like, we don't have the ability to fix for this. But what if?
But what if Prophetic Prism had a use and was better than Alchemist Vial in almost every way?
The Alchemist Vial did more last game than...
Alchemist Vial did some really weird...
Surprisingly good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have Sanctifiers? They do!
Yes! Well, they're going to have to bounce a land.
Yeah, they'll have to bounce a land there.
It's not going to matter.
I'm probably going to blast the...
The blast is going to matter, yeah.
Yeah, I think I blast the Glinthawk because we need creature advantage in order to keep things rolling.
Yeah. Pressure in the air. They are, like, down on land, and that's good. They could be down on even more land. Bump. Draw second.
Yep, draw second.
That's not a real criticism.
I know.
You know, just for future.
We're
not under super pressure.
The actual problem there is I should have played Prism instead, so that I had perfect mana on that turn.
We just happened to draw the card that fixed it anyways.
Yeah.
The deck,
we had Galblast in hand. We weren't.
Yeah, but we had left planes untapped is the issue.
Okay. So they're doing their artifact shenanigans here. Sure, attack for some damage. That's reasonable.
Yes.
Go for it.
Fine.
Sounds good to me.
Or Skyfisher, your own thing.
I was kind of going to make an argument for blowing up their red source.
We didn't have double white, or I would have. Because I didn't, like I said, playing the vial instead of the...
Oh my god, you're right.
It actually mattered, so...
It came around to mattering. That's incredible. I couldn't... You're doing the right stuff. You are. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No pressure.
We're actually doing fairly well on like, keeping them off of just relevant plays. Are they gonna... Wow, we have a Sanctifiers for that.
Yay.
And we'll even get to start recurring...
EOT draw card?
Yeah, EOT draw card. I've been waiting on the Gelblast in case like they played a flyer, but...
Right. Like, if they have a 2-3 on the ground, we don't care.
Right, and they're attacking with it, which I think is a bad choice. They just need to play a long game against us.
Yeah, because...
They're playing an honest game against us.
That's fair. Yeah, that's. I'm happy about that part. So let's core Sanctifiers with Kicker.
And I don't think that choice is wrong in itself. I think they're being incredibly honest.
So we bounced.
I mean, should I expect anything else from the Disco Ghost?
We bounced the Prism or the Flask.
Play out the garrison.
Whatever he bounce, doesn't
We
matter that
bounce
much.
something. And then we press on in.
Attack with all creatures.
Here we go.
Yeah, the 1-2 beats.
Our squires are getting damage
My
in.
squires.
My Norwood Rangers.
Squire attend me.
What is this? Cycle secluded. Okay.
Nah,
You got it.
And bolt our
we're
sanctifiers. Okay.
I think that's a mistake. I think they should have bolted our 2/3 unless they have a core Skyfisher in hand to pull up their own sanctifiers after they attack.
This looks like they're playing.
If they play Battle Screech, I'm actually going to respond by Gel Blasting core sanctifiers.
Yeah, so they can't flash it
So
back.
they can't flash it back right away. It's weird, but like we need to prevent them from getting the
That's
immediate
not weird to
flashback.
me. That's good.
Mhm.
That's just good.
Now
Okay.
we attack.
Let's draw cards first.
Mhm.
We absolutely go in with Glenhawk.
We
Yeah.
have a replacement, and this keeps them from being able to flash back the Battle Screech.
Yeah, if they have to
Yeah.
like.
Because their hand is a bunch of 2-mana artifacts.
It's awkward.
I'm using this as a 3-mana counterspell.
That's fine. I appreciate it. They don't have a 0 mana like red thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So now they are going to like
Perfect.
immune themselves of Battle Screech, and we like that because we get to Glenhawk and do whatever we want.
I want to save my bolt, or else I would have used it there. Like,
Yep. I think the bolt is going to be the last 3 points of their dome.
yeah, that's why I wanted to save it. I didn't want to.
And preposterously, we still have Prismatic Strength.
Yeah.
That's how vile this deck can be. Yeah, we didn't want to see the Fisher.
We can bolt that.
I didn't want to have to.
I know, but
But we can.
We can and will.
Okay.
Oh, well, we just get the bolt back. It's fine.
Yeah, one hand washes
Yeah,
the other.
whatever.
Okay, so we draw a card.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep drawing.
Looking for other Galvanic Blasts or a Battle Screech or something.
Mhm.
What is that? Okay.
Well, that's what we got. Down to the wire.
Mm-hmm. So they have Battle Screech still. Okay, let's... them just cycling cards like we are.
All lands. They have all lands.
We need
Don't
another
worry about it.
threat.
Yeah, we need another threat.
We don't. They just have lands. They're drawing air. Just go for it.
That's like air.
Still air. More air.
Yeah, I've
I've been F6 in every turn, Bulldozer.
Yeah.
we lost our Glinthawk because of it. I would have saved it
We would have.
with Prismatic Strands had I not F6. That's no.
Come on, Disco Ghost. Be honest about when you were defeated.
Mm-hmm.
That's very awkward.
Yeah, I didn't want to bolt that because that's such a nothing, you know?
Right. And now it's a
Okay.
double nothing.
So we have bolt for... If we can... Oh my god!
Okay.
Alright.
See, that made sense for them where it did not make sense for us, okay?
I'm not sure. I'm not as sold on that.
Look,
I don't think a lone
That
missionary
guy
would do
makes
much
the-
against Thraben inspectors.
Right? Like, that guy makes the game go longer and we were behind on time. So I hate that we're behind on clock. I can't do anything about that, but we are, and so... Like, that's what that means.
Okay. So I've just generated 6 points of flying power.
So we can attack 3 times.
That is the plan. No, you're drawing into air. All lands. I don't even care. Come on. Just wind down your own clock or something. Anything.
Okay, the flashback battle
Damn
screech.
it.
They still had that.
Fine. That's fine.
Sure.
That means we get an attack with our Thraben inspectors? Yeah! Get it! Get some squires!
Here we go. Everything we can in.
Oh, that's great. I like being able to attack with squires. That's awkward.
Yeah, that's very awkward for us.
I hate that. No, because they get to draw an extra card,
Yeah.
and all of our attacks are bad.
Okay.
All right, we lose. I'm sorry. That was the sealer.
What do we have that would get us out of this in a reason? We need to draw like burn spells running.
Yeah, we need a Galvanic Blast, or them to not have flyers. We're going to understand our deck, though.
So let's just do that again.
I think it was a mistake for them to not attack. Just for the sake that it would burn time on us for blocking. Actually, it wouldn't. We would just not block.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Just
You're right.
Mash 2 over and over again.
Yep, those block orderings look horrible. That's all we got. With this amount of time left.
Mm-hmm. No! Another lone missionary!
The guy who prolongs the game. It's terrible.
Just run in. Alright. Yeah, this deck has a lot of triggers, and I did not... I gave myself 6 minutes for this game 3, and didn't realize that 6 minutes was way too low an amount of time.
I mean... Okay, so they gained 12 life from lone missionaries. Yeah, that is irrelevant.
Oh yeah. Well, I gave myself right. We had 4. I realized we had 420 going in. We had 7 minutes in the other game when I figured we could like. I hit reveal hand there. Oh dear, that was not what I meant to do.
I don't know.
Oh no! Now they know what deck we're playing.
Oh no! Dang it! All right. I am very happy with that outcome though, because we learned how to play the mirror, and I think we learned how to navigate the mirror correctly. We just also learned how to navigate the mirror too slowly.
I want to fight Tron. I want to fight a different deck than this deck.
My worry is that like I was dragging you down, right? Like if I hadn't been saying anything or been here at all, you would have been able to win. So I feel like I owe you money now.
No. No.
Just tell me where you want a pizza delivered.
Deposit the pizza curse wherever you will.
I will airdrop a pizza.
Every time we do one of these gauntlets, we play 2 decks, our deck and one other deck, and then really I think Joyra of the Gitu.
Joyra.
If she gives us the mirror again or mono black control again,
yeah,
I'll be sad.
I do not believe that for a second, though, Kaz. I tend to take a lot of time to think out my plays, especially in a deck like this where it's like, I've never played this before. I've played against it before, but never played with it.
Yeah, this is definitely a deck that wastes your own time.
The Zoo is saying that I have to subscribe to you now.
Would you like a skull?
And I'm literally not subscribed to anyone on Twitch, but I'm going to see how I can do that.
Oh, you could get a skull. I think you'll enjoy the skull.
The skull.
Okay, I really want the whole David to be here.
The whole David.
Okay, I don't.
Oh shit! So that was something that apparently happens in this video game that I have nothing to do about. But there's like a graveyard that spawns infinite. No, it was that thing that's like Kingdom of Loathing. But like West of Loathing? West of Loathing. West of Loathing has a graveyard that spawns infinite skeletons and they're all named Dave. And I swear to God, if that is not a reference to me, then I don't know where they came up with that. They call it the Dave Yard.
That's gotta be like somebody has seen your...
Like, that cannot not be me, right?
It's either that or Divine Providence.
There's no way! No! Unless they're Affinity.
Oh, God!
Okay.
Okay. It could be Is It?
Yeah, it could be Affinity, right?
Is It? Actually, I'm lying. It couldn't.
I swear there's an Atog deck.
Yeah, there's a Atog around.
It could be Burn.
No.
All right, everybody.
No, they still play 2x Prophetic Prism.
Oh my God.
For a Tog.
Well, guess who's not gonna get timer scammed this time?
All right, it could possibly be Affinity, but that's it.
Yeah, come on, play the green Metalcraft Bear. Do it.
Yeah!
Carapace Forger.
It's here.
Yeah! Carapace Forger is kind of huge, by the way.
That's what Journey to Nowhere is for.
By the way, a Tog is really scary when your mana base is 20 artifact lands.
Yeah. Okay, we're not in the mirror.
Oh, thank God. I was kind of hoping for Tron, which I know that's kind of... Tron is a dirty word among Magic players.
Oh my God.
Nobody likes Tron.
I think Tron is just a dirty word. It's like moist. No one likes to say Tron.
I like Voltron stuff. Do I like Voltron stuff?
But that's different.
I don't know.
Like, I also like saying perambulum moist, but that's different because it's a longer thing that contains the thing that I like.
So we get to blast that. I get to play Windscrag, Ardcrag.
The Windscrag. That's like
Thank you, Kaz, for the sub. Please enjoy your skull.
No, I had to do it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. I did not, and that's what makes it important.
Does somebody asked, does Pauper Affinity play cards that have the text Affinity? Yeah, this is where, like, so Affinity these days doesn't play Mirror Enforcers and Frogmites.
Pauper Affinity. Frogmites and Mirror
Enforcers, yeah.
I'm bad at...
Capital S on the... There you go.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay. And Thoughtcast? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Do they... This is where Affinity lives.
This is Affinity lives in Pauper. God, there it is. No, we can't... Okay, we have to journey that.
We have to journey that, yeah.
Because a Tog could hit us for 2, 4, 6, 8... Who would have thought that a Squire would be...
A-Tog. Actually, okay, I'm too late to mention this, but what if we let them hit us for that much, and then we remove their guy?
They wouldn't sacrifice their lands to A-Tog unless they could heavily murder us.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Alright, let's pick up the Vial here. Let's pick up Prophetic Prism.
Yeah, there's undo. Also, I have these flyers.
I'm feeling pretty good about this game now.
I like our flyers against this opponent.
Okay, but importantly, you can't get timer scammed again, or else I will somehow have to subscribe again.
No, you have to do a tier 2
I guess
sub.
there's a tier. Oh shit, there is. Oh no, guys, you're gonna cost me money.
I'm not gonna get timer scammed again.
Oh,
You say that, but like.
Oh my god! No, we're not getting timer scammed. We're getting the beatdown happening.
They're getting crushed. But thankfully, none of these creatures have trampo, and we can like Alchemist Vial and chump them with Battle Screech for a long time.
Like we have a pretty good body count matchup against them currently.
I kind of want a Faithless Looting first.
Yeah, that seems decent. Like we can pitch the Windscarred Crag and Prophetic Prism.
Yeah.
And then we can Battle Screech.
Give him the cacaw. You guys are gonna cost me so much money.
It's not gonna happen.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Even get the Glint.
I'm actually gonna hold off on the Glinthawk.
Yeah, we could, but if we did it, we would just be bouncing land, though, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to hold off, because we're holding the Alchemist fine. Unless our plan was to beat our opponent's head in.
See, I don't think that matters that much either.
Yeah.
Because, like, everything we have flies, nothing they have flies.
Are they not playing,
Atog, Carapace Fortress, Frog Mites, Mere Enforcers, 1 Gear Seeker Serpent.
Okay, I was wondering, I knew they played the Serpent. I didn't know if they were playing, Somber Hover Guard or not.
I don't think they are.
No.
Nope, they're not, yeah.
Okay, 3 cards left in hand. Our opponent also is a Galvantic Blast deck. Okay, there's something that gets chumped for the rest of eternity.
Because I kind of like Somber Hover Guard more than Gear Seeker Serpent, to be quite honest.
Ha.
By the way, you're wrong for holding on to your Glinthawk, and here's why. But Tish.
Okay, so Glinthawk. Yes. Pick up the vial. Replay the vial.
That was an extremely good draw.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I guess that was extremely good.
And they have a Galvantic Blast they're not spinning on my face. One card in hand.
Do you want a Hawk? That's the only choice here, right?
Yeah.
Like we Hawk or leave up Lightning Bolt.
One, two, three, four, five, six. This is gonna look weird unless they show me. Oh, what the hell?
Perilous Research is part of the deck.
Alright, draw 2, then sack a permanent. That scares me a lot more than any other thing they could have done there, because that's, like, they just sack a land and don't care. Or, you know, yeah, Prophetic Prism and just don't care.
It's like options. Well, their lands are artifacts anyway, so...
Yeah.
Man, Perilous Research is a classic. I love that card.
Sure, Chromatic Star.
I also like the kind of similar card from Kamigawa. What's it called? It's the one where the guy's head is exploding into water.
Thoughts Unbound?
Yeah, like, Ideas Unbound or something like that?
Yeah.
Let's look for cards unbound. ID, no, not I.
Cards unbound. Listen to you.
I was looking for all cards that had the word unbound in it. Ideas Unbound has the same art.
There's an alternate art of perilous research where water is splitting out of a guy's skull.
Yeah.
That might be what you're thinking of. You're just thinking
the
perilous
promo
research
art.
again.
Yeah.
The promo art version.
Because his head's slicing open.
Yep.
I thought it was Kamigawa because it was because it looks like Kamigawa. And it mentions the School of the Unseen, which is Kamigawa.
Okay.
It's from Modern Masters.
No hand from our opponent.
So we just have to beat these cards.
Well, they have a star they can crack. I also cracked my, the Alchemist Vial last turn because I wanted to be able to not die. It was a bit of an odd...
Oh, yeah. It's just sort of a Tog going, wait, I'm huge now.
I could talk eating all of the blocked attackers.
Man, how great would it have been if we had had Prismatic Strands? I think that's the best card in this.
Well, Prismatic Strands only stops like ATOG or 4, we can't name Artifact.
Like, Prismatic Strands stopping 2 ATOG attacks
yes.
is like, they can't do more than 1, because they've eaten their entire board to try and kill us, and then they fail.
Okay, so this is it. This is the final turn of the game. It's either this or our turn, so...
And other guys have Trample. They're probably going to press in.
They do have a card that hands off Trample in their main deck. That's something I've been scared about.
Oh, do they have...
they have a Teamer Battle Rage in the main.
Oh god, they have Teamer Battle Rage?
Yeah. That was why I stopped the ATOG from attacking last turn, is in case they had drawn that. Which, bad news. Okay. Okay, they actually didn't. I thought they were just gonna, like, murder me with it.
Oof! Oof! My bones!
Oh my god.
Yeah, why didn't they do that in combat?
Oof.
My bones!
You know what? They should have drawn that card before this.
Yeah, they should have eaten that. That should have been the artifact they ate in combat.
What are they eating artifacts for still? Do they have Fling in their main?
Oh god.
Hey!
Yeah. Fling!
Hey, hey! Somebody drew Fling!
Oh no!
There's no way to stop that one without my prevention of all damage.
Okay, so as bad as
Prismatic Strands has to stay in for the 1x Fling.
Yeah, it has to. No matter how bad it is, it has to stay in because of Teamer Battle Rage.
It's 1 in the entire 75.
Yeah, it's 1x. Okay, so Sanctifiers is a yes. Hell, I think Lone Missionary might be real here.
Tangles with Frogmite.
I don't know if, but we need to keep in Prismatic Strands because of that sort of stuff. Like it's not good at all, but like we have to have it. Our flyers are our main source. Our Journey to Nowhere stay in. Our Core Sanctifier. Maybe the Lone Missionaries don't come in.
Yeah, and maybe some Palace Sentinels come out. We probably want like one of them.
Yeah, how about that swap?
Wrap up the game.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, do we want Wrath of God in our deck? How easily can we hit Threshold?
It's like Faithless Looting alone.
Like, everything that we have that's important is flying.
Right, it barely kills any of our stuff.
Yeah. I think if we do that, we want to sort of make trades a little aggressively.
Yeah.
Like spend our Alchemist Vials when we can.
I mean, I'm interested to see if this card functions.
How about just one of them? It's like we board out just all the Palace Sentinels.
I don't like the Palace Sentinels at all in this. And the Core Sanctifiers kill a 4/4, which is enough for.
But like we can maybe just keep one Swirling Sandstorm in. Touch or like.
Sure, let's go with the touch.
All of our other stuff seems too good. It'd be like that or Thraben Inspector, but that's
all right.
Play.
Here we go. Uh-huh. Yeah.
File drawing us into a land.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think this is a can we have to keep.
Yeah. Poof, So yeah, Affinity is scary as hell.
It's basically a
I
tog.
don't think it's actually that scary. Just they drew their one fling in the entire 75. That's miserable.
That changes our actually. They don't have any turn one plays, do they? So there's. We could have played the fountain, or do we want to hold up?
No. I'm not playing that land until 3. I want to play the vial.
Oh.
I really want to be drawing here.
They drew their fairest artifact land.
Mm.
What does lose this game to being unable to stone rain them?
Because we can't hit Darksteel Citadel.
They can't beat Dark. Although I think every other land in their deck is a, every land they're playing is an artifact. So they would have to be their only lands this game are 4 Darksteel Citadels.
Well, like effectively, if you're playing that version of Infinity, all the artifact lands are like 1 tap for 2. They're all Sol Rings.
Yeah, they're all Sol Rings.
And they get to play a 4/4 here. That taps for mana.
One that we can't blow up.
Yeah. That's...
Mer Enforcer? Nope. Okay.
Mer
Enforcer. A Frogmite?
Yeah, then they play a couple Frogmites. But yeah, this is why I wanted to do this way, is so that I could, like, play a second Vial, play Boros Garrison, pick up our Fountain, and hopefully draw into another source. So we can pick up that Radiant Fountain.
Okay, so if we have...
Oh my god. So they do have a number of ways to fix for, like, playing their Atog and such, if they wanted to play that out. Hey, there we go.
There's Mer Enforcer.
2 more. 2 more. 2 more. 2 more.
Nope. Yeah, they're gonna draw into their Frogmites.
2 more. Two more. Come on, 1 more. 1 more. That's 7 artifacts. 7 artifacts.
You've got it. No, they don't.
Oh, they don't have it. Oh. I mean, my disappointment, my opponent not hollow wanting me 3 times in the turn.
Hollow one.
So, we have a cool Wrath that,
doesn't. Yeah, we can cast a spell that does not do anything. Let's.
I need to kill a Mirror Enforcer.
Yeah, we need to kill a Mirror Enforcer, and honestly, maybe Core Sanctifier eats it. This could be like destroy target.
I don't like. No. I don't like core sanctifiers on the chump because we have another core sanctifiers in hand.
And then we double block, which deals with a Carapace Forger.
Again, we've got Straightman Inspector too.
So our sorcerer here has actual no text if we don't have Threshold. It does nothing when you cast it without Threshold.
And Threshold is having 7 or more cards in your graveyard for those.
So it looks pretty bad if we haven't already cast Faithless Looting like 3 times.
Right. Or like had to burn off some of our Oh no.
Oh god, there it is.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, I can
Tog himself.
And then they tap a Tog for mana. They got 2 cards left, and it's not piles of Mirror Enforcers, but it's probably more like draw. Yeah. And they get the Sacrometic Star to that. And that was an old like standard. That was an old standard combo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the oldest was hatching plans with it, but that's an effective standard combo with it. Okay. So we have to take 8 here. I mean, unless you've got another line.
No, I certainly don't. I'm cringing at the life we live in right now, where our monsters are scary.
Okay.
I'm not at all.
Yeah. We'll get there. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand. We'll somehow get there, right? If they draw that fling, I think we die on the spot.
You could prevent that by bolting their Atog. No, okay. Bolting their Atog would eat their Springleaf Drum. That's it. They could still murder us with their lands.
Mm-hmm.
If it can live through the turn, we have chumps for a very long time.
Hey! There it is. There's the third Mirror Enforcer. I was wondering when
What deck in this pool can deal with what Affinity is doing? Let me look. Affinity isn't even the best Pauper deck, I don't think. Now, all that it might be now that like that, there's no infinite combos anymore. Elves is pretty good. Tireless Tribe kills you a lot faster. Like the Tireless Tribe deck can kill you on like turn 2 sometimes.
So I'm gonna try and eat away some of their resources with this bolt. You know, they just sack another thing to it. It's fine.
Because if you never try to kill a Tireless Tribe on your opponent's turn, because they daze it and then they gush.
Oh my god, look at how many 4/4s our opponent controls.
Mm-hmm.
God, okay, can I get 7 cards into my graveyard? Like, that's the question here, right? I can sack Alchemist Vials to do that.
And we can sack Alchemist Vials to put 2 in the yard, which is probably what we're doing next turn.
We can Battle Screech this turn and use 2 Alchemist Vials and, like, chump block with Sanctifiers. That would put 6 cards in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would have to find a way to put the 7th card in the yard. That also involves not flashbacking Battle Screech.
Yeah, so we're looking for Faithless Looting in the next few cards then.
Okay. You can kill everything but the Atog, but they have to sack 2 things to keep Atog in play as well.
Mm-hmm.
If Sanctifiers dies on the chump block, that's 6. We just need...
Of course, this is all ruined if they have something like a Gal Blast.
Sure.
But we have to play to our outs.
Well, no, Galvanic Blast isn't enough alone, because, again, Alchemist Vial stops attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So, Journey to Nowhere won't do it. We need, like, a Bolt for Atog, followed up by Swirling Sandstorm. We're in a really, really odd position to be able to... Okay, land, sure. So, let's not let Atog come in.
Do we also do this for Carapace Forger?
We have to get more cards in the graveyard, so yes.
Yeah.
So we do it for Carapace Forger.
And... could double block, like triple block the Mirror Enforcer.
Problem
What is it for?
Problem is that has us dead to Galvanic Blast.
Yeah.
And it's gonna die to Swirling Sandstorm if that works anyway. Like, there's no point in...
Back.
There's no point in sacrificing that to the little gain. So we need to draw a way to get a card in the graveyard for 2 mana.
We're ranch.
No!
There's... I was about to say, I think there's one card in the deck that could possibly do that.
No. Like, Bolts would do it as well. Like
Bolts and then Faithless Looting would do it. Okay, so I think we do this.
Looting.
We have to cast Swirling Sandstorm this turn. Because we lose, right?
No, we
crack the clue and then like...
No, we'll live at 1.
Okay. And we have like the Windscarred, the Scrag.
And if Thraben Inspector dies, like... So we play... Core Skyfisher.
Bouncing Radiant Fountain.
Yeah, Bouncing Radiant Fountain, replaying Radiant Fountain. And that keeps us alive on the board. Only on the board, though. If they have, like, removal, we're dead. We're hyper dead.
Yeah, plus the Atog even lives through The
Yeah, the ATOG.
sandstorm.
The ATOG eats all their stuff, and then it's like, okay, cool.
I think I might have to play Windscarred Crag instead here.
Yeah.
For the untapped land on the next turn.
It's like we bounce Radiant Fountain, then play Windscarred Crag this turn.
Yeah. If I had another white source, I'd bounce Thraben Inspector, but...
Seeing all those 4/4s on the other side of the table makes me think that our odds of winning are low.
We do have a thing.
I realize.
I'm trying my damnedest.
I know. You're
yeah.
right to do so. That's.
But
I don't want to like be a negative Nelly here.
No, I agree. I'm playing to like a 2%, right? Like...
Right? But we do have that 2%. We're like, you know what? 2 times out of 100.
Yeah,
there it is.
Our opponent's hand is all
We're
lands.
not conceding. They're drawing air.
We need our opponent to draw a turn of air. Or, no, better, a turn of just pile of 4/4s. Just throw them all down, you know?
Yeah. That would be better, actually, because of ATOG. Oh, Grump. BB.
Wonder why our sideboard had the artifact and enchantment in it, and not like, I guess because it gets artifact and enchantment. There's also like Smash to Smithereens we could have, or
Yeah.
I think Seal of Cleansing or whatever it is.
Seal of
would be like the real thing.
Okay, give me some post-main, just creatures on the board, please. That's not post-main creatures on the board at all.
No.
Alright,
Well,
but that's Threshold.
Gotta try it.
Yep, and then Thraben Inspector gets to eat the dust.
What? Why would we play that first?
No,
that's lunacy.
I mean, against ATOG.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
It's the block ATOG.
Here we go!
We get to trade Thraben Inspector. And hey, that's a 1-mana land removal.
That hits 2 of their artifacts.
That you like?
Yeah, that is.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh my god. You guys are awful. Just because of Eternal card game and it's fucking like Sandstorm Titan.
Okay, and so now we have a chump blocker for this ATOG. Holy fuck, okay.
There you go, EOT Gal Blast and we retire.
That's fine, we would have lost to Gelf Blast in the last 3 turns, so they don't have it.
Well, I mean, now they just get to...
Right.
Right. I'm not saying that's... I'm not trying to doomsay here.
Oh, no, I understand.
And if they want to kill our Thraben Inspector, they at least have to sacrifice a land.
Which they most certainly have to, right? Like...
And but how many lands they have in the curve of their deck? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Choice.
We're not dead yet.
God. Watch us draw a fucking Journey to Nowhere off the clue. I want it. I want it so bad.
I want it, and then I want to die to fling, like with it on the stack.
Oh no!
Well, got bad news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
everything's fine.
We're at 8. The power our opponent represents is 9.
But will they go all out?
They'll go more than all out. Look at this.
Yeah, but like, what if I have Prismatic Strands? What if my last card is literally Prismatic Strands?
Yeah, when we can Armageddon them.
I don't know if they go all out. I might think they might go like 3 or 5 here instead, because. Hold on, I've got a good idea.
Yeah, you gotta tap 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Concede.
No. It's even better than that.
I'm listening to Sandstorm at 8 kilobytes per second.
Yeah, like I don't think they can go all out because we know. All right, so we go like.
I mean, I do this in real life. Go to tap something and then go back from it. It's completely legal.
Boom shakalaka! I have purchased a turn!
Bolt me!
Oh my god.
The Phantom has purchased a turn!
Oh my god! Illegal!
Oh, okay.
Attention!
You cannot play that land.
Club is closed forever!
Oh my god.
Okay, we're still dead to a Galvantic blast off the top. We're dead to 1,000 things, but I don't care anymore. I'm calling victory. Like,
you devour their mind. Mm-hmm. You absolutely devour their mind.
Spirit captured. Get drawn to their land. Okay, that's a turn.
yeah, that can stop that from attacking. And it draws us a card. The bluff! Oh, the bluff isn't fake anymore, is it?
Oh my god. It was never a bluff. We don't have any creatures, but it was never a bluff.
See, now... Oh, man.
Ooh!
Ooh, cool.
Which means that I needed the bluff to be real. They'll never know it was a bluff.
They'll never know.
They'll never know.
It is not for you to know. Now that I'm excited about cheating, this 8-bit Darude Sandstorm is kind of a bop, you know? I'm feeling excited by the actions. Oh, Ichor Wellspring.
That's good.
Like, the problem is that we've purchased ourselves, like, an endless series of turns where we're in the same situation.
Yeah, but I love it.
As if I do not.
Right,
like,
of course. Because,
okay,
again, they now they're like, oh, I correctly called the... I called.
Okay, if we can kill their 4/4, and we drew the Necrotal, would we blow up their red source so they wouldn't be able to cast another ATOG?
Wow. As if they're going to draw air for the rest of the game.
We kind of need to... Well, we need to draw live right here. Okay.
Step 1.
How is a card that draws a card step 1?
Step 2.
I'm...
Okay, and then we draw our land.
Step 3. We lose.
Yep.
Powerfully, at last. At long last, having purchased these extra turns.
I have purchased time for you.
No, you have failed to recognize what we purchased, Kaz, because we just bought immortality. We put the fear of God in the whole day for the rest of his life.
Yeah, we've... So little you know, I didn't have anything in hand. No, that's the exact same thing that happened to me at that one team event.
Yeah, the Grand Prix.
We went to a Grand Prix and I bluffed my opponent under the goddamn table, but it didn't matter because he had
Core Haven. Yeah.
Somehow, how is that allowed? How is my opponent allowed to have fucking Core Haven in?
We had no way of answering it.
So it didn't matter. It didn't matter that I purchased 18 life for myself by staring at my opponent and having 2 cards in hand.
All right, I don't even care that we took two losses on the day. We had some really excellent games showing this off.
Yeah, we
had a blast.
Yeah.
I feel like our deck was not good.
I feel like our deck was pretty fun.
No,
it was fun though.
Live, right? Like, man,
how many cards can we draw?
I kind of was wishing we would be playing cards like Probe, but we also got to play with Get Probe.
Oh, just Probe proper. Yeah, okay.
Probe, but instead we got to play with Glenhawk, which is a great card.
All right. Anyway, that's all I've got time for tonight. I hope you all had fun with this. There's a different cube coming up next week, so we'll be doing that at some point in the week. It's the Pro Tour cube, I think was the name of it. It's only cards that have appeared in top 8s of Pro Tours.
Yeah, it's Lantern of Insight among those cards.
I know
You'll find out.
Illusions of Grandeur is, so
Hey.
All right. Anyway, thank you all for joining. You want to catch more stuff like this, you can always follow. If you want to support the channel, there's always the skull, or just being here, having a good time. That's all we can ask for, right? So.
Now I've subbed to you somehow. But how the hell did that happen?
I don't know.
Shame. Albert, shame.
Good night, everybody.